to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library. I want to take a moment just to thank TV47 and Robert for all they do to help us promote our programs on our TV show and just different ways that, different activities that connect to the library. We're very excited today. Our director, Tracy Thomas, is joining me today, and we're going to be talking about just different things going on at the library today.
Yes, we have a lot going on this summer at the library, and Mandy and I thought this would be a good opportunity to just talk about some of the things we have going on that we're seeing are drawing some pretty big crowds right now.
Right. Well, right now I need to talk about summer. I'm wearing my Libraries Rock t-shirt. That's our theme this summer. Very excited. We've had wonderful crowds. We had programs last week. We've had well over 200, very close to 300, and have programs for 5 more weeks. So we're very excited. Mondays and Wednesdays for all ages, 3 and up is what the programs are appropriate for. And then Tuesday is Bluebell Preschool Story Time. So we're very excited.
We have had some really good crowds, and we appreciate so much the people that bring their kids out, that bring their grandkids. Maybe they're babysitting somebody and they make time to come, because it just makes it such a good audience for us to have a program for.
Right. So we're busy those 3 mornings, but then we're busy all the time. We have the Summer Reading Club where kids are reading to win prizes, and our goal is to keep them reading all summer long. We don't really tell them that, but but they've enjoyed it. So we've given away lots of little prizes, had well over 200, close to 300 students sign up. So lots of reading going on.
Well, I'm glad you made the distinction between those two things, because I think sometimes people get the program aspect of summer reading maybe mixed up with the reading aspect of summer, because we know that there are some parents that can't get their kids there for the programs each week, and we want them to be able to participate as well. And our ultimate goal is to have kids learn to love to read and to love the library and just focus on their literacy skills during the summer and keep those up. We call that the summer slide, when kids don't read much during the summer, so they spend the first few weeks when school starts back remediating. So we want to help them with that all summer long, and so that's why we have the reading portion of our program. So your kids, if they can't make it to the programs, we would love to still have them come in and register and read for prizes. Set a goal, come in each week, get something new to read.
Just go on our website. You can sign up for the Summer Reading Club, find out about our programs, and also find out ways you can read online.
Exactly.
You can read our app and other ways. Just come in and talk with us. We'll be glad to show you how to do that.
We have some great online services, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because we're really proud of the fact that we have a way for that student that may not be able to get to the library to get materials to read, and we have something that's age appropriate for all ages. We have some interactive books that you can access online. You don't have to come down and even get a library card for those. You just go to our website to get to those. And then we have ebooks for juvenile readers, for young adult readers. We have ebooks for adults. Now, you will need a library card number to access those, but once you get that card number, you can read all summer on that book collection. There's so much there to choose from.
It's very easy to get a card. Your first card is free, no problem. We've had a lot of parents saying, we're going on vacation, we don't want to take any books with us, we don't want to lose them or anything to happen to them, but we're going to read online.
Exactly.
So that's great. Great thing to do on the car, on the way, things like that. You can download some of the books and have them with you.
Well, one of the things that you and I talked about, we were, deciding, what all we wanted to share this morning on the show. And one of the things that we're seeing this summer is a lot of parents, grandparents, just people passing through town, just looking for something to get out and do. They're coming through the library, not just for our summer programs for the kids, but they're also coming through and they're looking at the marble collection.
Yes, I think in the summer, a little more time, a little more relaxed. They're coming through and looking at our beautiful sculptures.
They are. And one of the things that we've shared before is that a lot of people in this town have really great memories of the Gants Quarry Village. And so for them, I think that was such a good time in life. And to be able to come into the library and see that the stone that they remember, that it's been taken out of the ground and it's been sculpted into some beautiful pieces and put in the library, I just think it's nice for them to come in and see that something great's been done with it. And we're blessed. We've got a library staff member who actually lived in the Gants Quarry Village, Miss Shirley Williams, and so when people come through, it's always nice for them to get to see her and just to know, that she has those memories as well.
Wonderful stories from Gants Quarry. She remembers a lot of things.
So this morning, what we're going to do is we're going to actually show you some of the sculptures that we have at the library, and I believe Robert's got some good pictures for us that he's going to put up, and we'll start with that. And our collection is called the Magic of Marble Collection, and our Marble Festival is called the Magic Magic of Marble Festival. And so for people that may not quite understand what goes on during the Marble Festival, I wanted to just kind of give an overview of that. Sculptors, and it doesn't have to be people that just sculpt marble, it can be sculptors that sculpt all different kinds of materials. They come to the Marble Festival, they can register, they can come, and they will get a piece of marble. They will get a little work area set up for them in the field there across from Bluebell in the park. And then we also have, it's a cultural exchange with Pietrasanta, Italy. And Pietrasanta will send a master sculptor over from Italy, and they will actually take their 2 weeks that they're here, nearly 2 weeks that they're here, and they will demonstrate their techniques, the things that they're good at, the things that they want these sculptors to know how to do. And you know, I know that one year somebody demonstrated like how to carve in the middle of something.
Oh, okay.
Like how do you, I mean, so those are things that I would have no idea how to do.
No, me either.
But they do. They demonstrate techniques. And so these sculptors actually get a chance to learn under some of the best sculptors in the world. And when the Marble Festival is over, the sculptors that registered to come will take their piece with them and take it home with them.
Yes.
It's theirs. But the master sculptor's piece that he sculpts or she sculpts will become part of the Magic of Marble collection at the library. So when you walk through the library and you see those pieces, most of those pieces that you see were actually sculpted by the master sculptor and left as part of the Magic of Marble collection. Now, if you come through the library, you'll see that we do have some pieces that maybe private donors have added to our collection, or we've acquired some other way, but we do have a lot of beautiful pieces, and we just encourage people to come by and see them. So when you see that Magic of Marble, that's what that is. It's just the marble collection.
Okay. I've enjoyed doing the tours. I know during that time, third grade from the Sylacauga schools came, a group from Montgomery, Talladega, different groups. I enjoy doing that because I get to share about marble, that we are the Marble City. I want children to know that. This is their home. I want them to know and be proud of what we have. I get to show them the beautiful sculptures, and I'm not quite as deep as the sculptures are sometimes, but I enjoy getting to share the stories behind the sculptures. It's a great time for me. I love it.
We do. We have a lot of groups that come through in April during the actual Marble Festival. They come through, and Mandy does, tours all week for children. We do tours all week for adults. We do programs. But during the year, though, what we're finding now is that we are having a large group of people come through on a regular basis to see the marble. And so we're glad that the word's finally gotten out that they can come through and see that.
Well, let's show them a few.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, this first one that we're going to take a look at is, we were just talking about the Gants Quarry Village, and how much a way of life that was for some people. The Gants Quarry Village had its own stores, its own churches, its own school. We know it had its own post office because that's still preserved here in our town, right behind the museum. And so this picture is from 1932, and this is Paul and Margaret Fight of Anniston, and they are on their honeymoon, and they are standing beside the quarry hole to take their wedding picture. So we just know that the Gants Quarry Village was a special part of a lot of lives, and we want to make sure that people know that there's a way they can still remember that when they come through and see the marble.
Right. I think we better pause for a commercial break and come back and talk about the marble quarry some more.
Hi, it's Shawnee McNeil at South First Bank. This is a great time for you to buy or build a new home, or maybe refinance your present mortgage. Our rates are the lowest they've been in years, and that means saving you money. We've been helping our customers become homeowners in this area for nearly 70 years, and we can make our approvals right here in the office, and that means saving you time. We're located here in downtown Sylacauga. Come in and find South First, a better way to bank.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Not getting a good night's sleep? Come into King's Mattress Outlet in Sylacauga and let us help you get that good night's sleep you deserve. We carry the best quality mattresses at the best prices. From Restonic, King Cole, and Park Place. Eurotop Queen mattresses start at $199. Check out our Restonic Cabot Eurotop mattress with 1,000 individually pocketed coils, marvelous middle for back support, and comfort gel memory foam. King's Mattress Outlet in Sylacauga. Best quality at the best prices.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with our Bebe Comer Library Director, Tracy Thomas, and we were talking about the marble sculpture, the collection we have at the library. We started with the first slide, but let's go to the first one from the first Marble Festival, 2009.
In 2009, we had the first Marble Festival, and here you can see this is Reno Giannini, and the sculpture that he did is called "We Are All on the Same Boat." Now, all of the sculptures have a name or a title that they're given, and that is reflective of the sculptor's vision for this work. They all have a theme behind their work, and so his was that we are all on the same boat, and the same boat being planet Earth. And he said, you know, we're in Pietrasanta, Italy. We have work to do there. You're here in Sylacauga, Alabama, and you have work to do here. But we are all really on the same boat, planet Earth. And so this is a beautiful piece. It's rather large, and you can see it on display in the genealogy room when you first come in the door of the library. But that was our first sculptor, and he was Italian. Most of these Italians do not speak a lot of English, so they will have an interpreter or a translator there with them when they come. And so he was he liked to ride a bicycle around town, and so I think people got to see him a little bit around town. So we'll go on to the next one now for the next Marble Festival. This was from 2010. This is Giovanni Balderi, and his work is The Mask. And the mask is a beautiful piece, and you can tell the scale of the piece there next to him, that it's kind of large as well. It sits next to our steps when you come in the front door, and his idea for the mask was that the mask does a couple of things. It protects you. It protects you from letting the world see who you really are, and it gives you time to reflect and look at situations. But it also hides you and suffocates you, because in that same aspect, it prevents the world from seeing who you are.
It does.
So the mask is a beautiful piece, and Giovanni Balderi has been on several occasions. So you'll see a few of his throughout the presentation here. We can go to the next one. The picture in the bottom corner that looks like a woman wearing a skirt is called Sophie, and that is also by Giovanni Balderi, who we just saw in the previous slide. And this work called Sophie is because it is a tribute to Sophia Loren, Italy's Sophia Loren.
The most beautiful woman.
The most beautiful woman. And he said, you know, that is classic Italian, that she's got the classic Italian beauty. So this piece looks like it's a woman with a skirt draped across. And some of these pieces, you can tell from looking at that one that it had to be pinned underneath the stand to keep it from toppling. So the pieces are very secure, but it's a gorgeous piece. And then at the top there, you'll see Francesco Gagliotti, and his is called The Natural. His is a tree trunk. And in graveyard art, a tree trunk usually is symbolic of a life that has been cut short. So you see that a lot. And one thing that was interesting about him was his family is a fourth generation marble arts family in Italy. So they know their business. And so he did the tree trunk, and it's beautiful. It's actually in a back window behind the library, the seating area when you come in.
Those two pieces you need to come in and see. The artwork, the detailed, fine detail is beautiful. The skirt has designs and sort of very feminist, beautiful.
Yes,
beautiful.
it is. It's hard for me to understand how they can create something that looks so light and airy out of a hard piece of rock.
So you're right. I don't know.
We'll take a look at the next one.
What's next?
This is Renzo Maggi, and this is Penelope and Ulysses. This piece is called a bas relief, and what that means is that the actual design is raised up off of the surface of the marble. It protrudes a little bit off the surface of the marble. This piece is called Penelope and Ulysses because on one side you see Penelope, And that is representative of the Mediterranean culture, very refined, you know. And then the other side, you see Ulysses, and his idea was that represents the United States, you know, still maybe not quite as refined as the Mediterranean culture, still trying to figure out the whole cultural arts thing.
We're coming along in our love for the arts. We're not up to them yet, but we are coming along.
We're getting there. And so we think this is a great start with our Marvel collection.
And I have to tell you, when I had one of the groups that I gave a tour to, one of the men in the group taught mythology at the school, and he said, "Oh, this is just perfect. Penelope waited and waited for Ulysses to come back from war, so maybe they're waiting on us to catch up."
That's a good analogy there.
It's a beautiful piece.
Well, and Renzo, when he was here, he was really interested in our cultural arts, and he wanted to go places, and he wanted to see things, and you know, he wanted to go visit museums, and he was very beloved by the sculptors. They all loved him very much. So we'll take a look at the next one. The next one is called The Hero, and it's by Roberta Giovannini. And as you can tell, this is a woman that sculpted this. And it's called The Hero because she actually based this sculpture on a neighbor that she had who got up early every morning and went to work, and he came home late in the evenings. And it was a quality that she admired about him. He was proud to take care of his family. So she did this piece, and this piece is an etching. And when you come in and take a look at that, you can see that it looks a little bit different than some of the other pieces. But this is a piece that is kind of open for your own interpretation. You can see that the man is going to work. There is something that looks like the sun or the moon up in the corner, and it's open for your interpretation whether you think that it is early in the morning and the moon is, you know, the sun is just coming up, or whether you think it's late in the evening and he's just coming home from work, and maybe that's the, you know, the moon that's already out.
This is one of my favorites. He's the real hero, the dad, the grandfather, the uncle, the whatever, working hard to support his family and proud of what he does.
And proud of what he does. And it's nice that she did a tribute to people with those qualities.
Your everyday person.
Your everyday person.
Beautiful.
We're going to take a look at the next one. The next one is by Francesco Baldacci, and it's called, we call it the foot, and it's called the foot because in Italian folklore they believe that God created the foot first, and that represents or signifies the whole person. And also this is interesting because they believed that your feet were necessary to triumph over your enemies. And so it's a symbolic piece in Italian art.
Right. It's your foundation. It gets you from place to place. Very important.
Absolutely.
One more, maybe.
Okay, one more. All right, so we'll take a look next. This one is called The Hands. Well, we call it The Hands. It's actually called Then and Now. It has a formal name, but we call it The Hands. When you get up close to this piece and you look at it, you can see that one hand is already fully formed and one hand is still being formed. And hands are used by all people. They're used by artists. They're used by musicians. They're used by doctors. They're treasured. Your hands are treasured. But we also know that hands can do different things. They can heal, they can hurt, they can pull, they can push. So Alina's tribute is to the hand, and what a wonderful part of our human body that the hand is. It can do so many things.
And if you look at this, it looks like my mother's hands did, and mine are going, but you can see the veins and the wrinkles, and it's a beautiful piece to look at.
It's a beautiful piece. We had a group of older ladies in one day, and one of the ladies put her hand up next to it, and she said any one of us could have been the model for this piece. But it's beautiful, though. It does remind me of my grandmother's hands when I see it.
Hands that have lived a long life and done a lot of things. We're going to pause for a commercial break and come back and talk about a few more.
As the designated Champ City, Sylacauga is dedicated to being sure that every child has a healthy meal.
Join us in spreading the word that healthy meals are available to children 18 and under as a part of Get Healthy Talladega County's after school and summer meals program.
Remember, every meal matters. So get up and get moving.
Get healthy, Sylacauga. Get healthy, Talladega County.
It all starts with you.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Hi, it's Shawnee McNeil at South First Bank. This is a great time for you to buy or build a new home, or maybe refinance your present mortgage. Our rates are the lowest they've been in years, and that means saving you money. We've been helping our customers become homeowners in this area for nearly 70 years, and we can make our approvals right here in the office, and that means saving you time. We're located here in downtown Sylacauga. Come in and find South First, a better way to bank.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. Our library director, Tracy Thomas, and I are talking about the Magic of Marble collection at the library. And we're up to what year, Marble Festival?
We are up to 2016.
2016, good.
So we'll pick up with Giovanni Balderi, and this is called, it has two names. We refer to it as the nest because it looks like a big nest, but the actual name for it is the centerpiece of life. And Giovanni's idea behind this was that, you know, there was a beginning for all life. There was somewhere that was the nest where all life began, and that's what his piece represents. It is a large piece, but it is a beautiful piece of marble when you come in to see that. And then in 2017, we had Stefano Pierotti, and most of the time, the sculptors will leave us with one piece. They will do one demonstration piece, and that's the piece that they'll leave us with. But Stefano was just a worker. And so he actually did 3 pieces, and it was funny because he was kind of slow getting his first piece done, and Dr. Spears was kind of worried that maybe it wasn't going to come to completion.
Right.
And then before the 2 weeks was over, he had 3 pieces that he had turned out. And so he left us with all 3 pieces. The one in the top corner is an etching, and you can see that it is a beautiful woman's silhouette with her hair pulled up, and he titled that one Black. And he said this is a tribute to the female beauty, that all women, regardless of age, race, whatever, they are beautiful, and this is a tribute to how beautiful women are. And then down below it there, the one in the glass case that you see, that is called 1,000 Cuts. And he said that is it's representative of mankind's endurance, that in life we all experience 1,000 different cuts. Maybe it's a physical cut to our being, maybe it's a mental cut, maybe it's a spiritual cut, but that we always bounce back from our 1,000 cuts that we experience in life, that the human spirit is resilient. And then the third one that you see on the screen there, that one is called Sylacauga Awakening. And when you come in and look at that piece, you can tell that it kind of looks like a woman who has her arms and her legs wrapped around her body. But when you look at the back of that one, it almost looks like she's in a shell that's cracking open, like she's being born again. And he said that he believes that is a tribute to Sylacauga and how Sylacauga has had a rebirth with the marble industry over the last decade or so. So it is a gorgeous piece. It's a pretty big piece as well. We'll take a look at some of the others now that are pieces that have been that have been given to us or added to our collection. And these are some pieces by Frank Murphy. And Frank Murphy is a Sylacauga native. So we're proud to have a native hometown Sylacaugian sculpting white Sylacauga marble. And you can see Don Quixote up there in the top corner is a bust type rendering. And then Rapunzel in the other top corner is also a bust of sorts.
That's one of our favorites. The children love Rapunzel.
It is a favorite, and it has so much detail to it. Her hair is just beautiful. And then in the bottom you will see down there a piece that we acquired this year that's called the Resurrection, and it is gorgeous. It is Christ pulling the veil back, and it is on display in our genealogy room.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful piece. And then we want to show a piece that's not in the library, but it's a piece that is a part of some beautiful marble that we have here in Sylacauga. And this one is called the Falling Star. This is across the street on the grounds of City Hall. And a sculptor, Don Lawler, came down to Sylacauga to buy some marble several years ago. And when he was here, he heard the story about the Hodges meteorite from 1954. And he went back and he was inspired to sculpt this, and it's called the Falling Star. And this this was actually purchased by private donors and placed on the grounds at City Hall. So that actually has a lot of Sylacauga history wrapped up in one piece. The next one we're going to look at is, of course, the Sylacauga Emerging, and this is done by our own native sculptor, our sculptor in residence, rather, Cregar Brown. Cregar is actually from Vestavia Hills, but Cregar has lived in Italy and worked with the Guggenheim collection and worked with the white Carrara marble there. So he has a lot of experience, and we're very lucky that we have a sculptor in residence in Sylacauga. And so his inspiration for his is that, you know, Sylacauga had to carve itself back up from the textile industry going away, and so this is a beautiful piece to represent that. The next piece is a piece that was added by a private donor to our collection. It's in memory of Betty and Fuzzy Ward, and it is a horse. It's a beautiful horse that's right inside the door when you come in. And then we'll take a look at another piece. We call this piece the Rose. It's actually called Suspended in Time is the formal name. This piece is sculpted out of white Italian marble, and it was purchased for our collection to show people, and it was actually sculpted by Giovanni Balderi as well, and it was sculpted for the collection to show how thin and pliable the Italian marble is versus our Sylacauga marble, which is more hard and durable. So it's under glass because it's a fragile piece.
It's a beautiful piece, very feminine. Looks like to me it looks like a bride or a dress, someone in a dress.
Yes, it has several interpretations when you look at it.
It's beautiful though.
Then the next one is the Heart of Sylacauga, and it was sculpted by Dale Chambliss. This actually represents marble in the three forms: the raw, which you see on the edges, the cleaned, which you see toward the middle, and then the very center, which is the sculpted and polished. So it is a gorgeous piece that's representative of the three states. Then the next pieces that we're going to show you is our Once Upon a Time sculpture seen on our front lawn at the library, and that was sculpted by Cregar Brown, and that was done by Curtis Lyles in memory of his father, who was Mayor Lyles, and his mother. So that is a beautiful literacy scene on the front lawn, and we are, you know, the cushion is there so that if you want to come sit on the cushion and make yourself a part of the scene, you're welcome to do that. Then we want to show you the Sylacauga Emerging Head Study. Now, every piece that they do, the sculptor has to make a model to get the scale right. And so this was actually the head for Sylacauga Emerging. We will quickly flip through the last couple of pictures. There's a picture of Dr. Ted Spears, who is the mastermind behind the Magic of Marble Festival.
Worked so hard.
Worked so hard. And then we will show you the Warmth of Enlightenment, which is one that Cregar Brown finished up last year, and it actually resides on the grounds of Helen Keller's childhood home, Ivy Green.
Yes.
And then, finally, we will wrap up with this past year's, the 2018 Marble Festival. And this was, the visiting sculptor was Marcello Giorgi, and he had his partner with him, Natalie. And they were the most gracious people, and he sculpted Mercury, the messenger of the gods, and he said that he fancied himself being Mercury, bringing good news from Italy to Sylacauga. So we hope that he gets to come back because he was so nice to work with.
Right. Well, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. I hope you'll come into the library to do several things, but also to look at our beautiful marble sculptures. And we thank you so much for joining us on Library Connection.